What's going on, guys? Welcome to Thursday. Welcome to America's Finest Heroes Journey to Real Therapy. Today we got a great show scheduled for you. And Ashley, who's usually my co-host in our season 2, is feeling under the weather. So everybody keep her in your thoughts and prayers. So we have our guest co-host, and I want to go down that way. Yep, that way. And that's Mr. El Gato Azul himself, Chris Gamble, one of our captains and one of our board of directors. Welcome, Chris. I'm glad you can join us.
Appreciate you having me, Rich. What's up, guys? Hello, chat.
What's going on, guys? What's going on? Now, our guests, this is a little bit different. Normally, we'll have with our vets, we'll have the captains. We'll go back and forth, but I think we're going to focus more on the vets. But we got Kevin Gabert, one of our newest captains in Tennessee, and you'll hear his little story about how we found Operation Vets with Nets and all that good stuff. And then Matt Gomez as well, and Matt's also a guide and a captain with Operation Vets with Nets down in Texas. So awesome. So we're looking at who's out there. We got let me see who we got out there. We got all right, Hook Daddy Outdoors. What's up, brother? What's going on, TJ? We got Walt. My brother from a different mother, my 8-ship brother, because he's like 50 years older than me. No, only kidding, Walt. We got Mike Busby, another one of our captains. We got Juan Tienda, Mr. Eagle Eyes himself over there. He's our state lead in Texas.
What's up,
Ed Jenkins, what's going on, brother? Ed is one of our current state lead, but we're going to be shifting that because he's moving to South Carolina, and he's going to be doing his stuff down that way.
What's up, Ed?
We got Dave Coffrin. He's one of our newest captains, and we got an old dear friend of mine from Virginia Beach. What's up, young lady? We got Charlie Brookover from West Virginia. So we got people coming in. It's exciting to see that we're able to get the YouTube. I figured out what the issues were with the YouTube chat. So I fixed that up, and I see all that's working, and that's awesome.
You're on Facebook too, Rich?
Yep, we're on. Yeah, Facebook. I see Facebook comments as well. So,
yeah.
What's that?
I'm gonna pull you up on Facebook.
Oh, okay, right on. So what is Operation Vets with Nets? I'll start off with a quick intro for anybody who hasn't. Who's just checking us out for the first time. We are a 501c3 nonprofit charity. Our whole purpose and the only purpose to this organization is to get vets out on the water, specifically those that focus, or not focus, but those that suffer from PTSD. We are in probably 27 or 28 states. I've got so many new captain applications I got to get processed through. And we've got, I want to say, close to 70, 65 volunteer captains throughout the states. What? Catch Filet Tacos. I know who that is. What's going on, Andrew? The man that could take 2 hours to fillet a 8-pound catfish because he gets every piece of meat. But I love my brother, and he takes all that extra stuff and makes fish tacos. So that's awesome. So we've been around since October of 21 in the heart of COVID, and we've just been blessed immensely with the outpouring of love and support from the catfish industry and our vets. We've got so much stuff going on. We have 2 huge major events this year. We've got, and I forgot what Ashley called it now. I think she changed the title of it. But up our Ohio chapter, Ohio River chapter, we've got a big, huge event. It's their second event this last year, big success this year. It is if I'm not mistaken, is October 11th. So, and if you're interested, if you're a vet and you're in that area and you want to go and get on the water and participate in this awesome event, just go to our website, and that is, and I will share that right here in our banner, right down below, operationvetswithnets.org. Click on Ohio River event, and you'll see all the details. And then we also have here in Virginia on the James River, on the James River on November 8th. We're doing the same type of event. We're hoping to get 50 captains and 50 vets on the water that day. And then our closest event, which I'm super stoked, and I think at least 3 of us, I don't know, Matt, are you going? But we've got CatCon coming up in 3 weeks.
Yep.
All right. So awesome. So this is my second year, and Chris and I hung out all last year and did some stuff. If everything works out right, we'll be doing podcasts throughout the whole event. And just really, Chris, you've been to more than one CatCon, man. What kind of exciting time is that, dude?
That's about as good a time as you can have for catfishing off the water. So get to go meet all your friends that you talk to across the country. Got to see Rich face to face, which would have been hard because I'm from Texas. Get to see all my sponsors and shake hands, say thank you. It's just a good time to flap your gums for 2 days about catfishing. If you like to buy stuff, it's, like we all need more catfish gear, but good deals, new stuff to look at. It's the mecca for catfish enthusiasts. So.
It is. It's an awesome time. Had a blast. I got to meet, like Chris said, got to meet face to face with a lot of our supporters and industry partners that support the organization. Got to meet a whole lot of folks that, some of my captains that I've never met face to face. And we had a great time. And this year is going to be even better. We got a much bigger booth so we can do our podcast, and hopefully I get all that technology worked out. Or if not, we'll be shooting it from an iPhone. But we're going to be doing them.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No. And Mike Busby, he said, his boat's been down, since November, man. It's glad, that you're finally getting that thing worked out.
Rich, if you need me to do any MCing or anything like that at the booth, just let me know. I'm going to be right around,
you're gonna. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I'll expect all our captains, and our ambassadors, come work the booth for a couple hours. Let's share the wealth, so then everybody's get a chance to work the booth, meet folks, that support Operation Vetswithnets, and obviously enjoy the Catfish Conference. We have a great time, and I'm even more excited. Is tomorrow I booked my me and my wife's trip to Texas. I'll be spending a week down there. I'll be hopefully catfishing Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Rich, we're gonna catch some monsters, bro.
That's what I'm talking about.
Heck yeah.
We're gonna catch some freaking monsters. I promise.
Oh, there's no doubt in my mind. So that's exciting because then I get to meet a lot of our Texas team as well that I haven't met. So it's it's all about the organization and doing what we do for vets. So let's get on with the topic at hand, man. And so before we get into any hey, Juan, you better come out there then. Juan says I need to jump on the boat. So hopefully.
Yeah, Juan. So we're gonna pick. I can't fish Saturday because it's my son's day to play, basketball. I think he starts spring football too. So Saturdays are off, but Friday and Sunday. Bring it, buddy.
Hopefully, I can get with you, saying on a Friday, maybe Matt Mosley on a Saturday, and then whoever else, maybe Leland. I don't know how far Leland's from you. Hopefully, maybe get on the water with Leland Sunday. So
Where are you located?
Stop! Oh, stop! Hey! This is a family show, there, Andrew.
So we're gonna be fishing Texoma.
Ooh, that's what I'm
Oh,
talking
okay.
about. I'm gonna come back with my PB.
That's right. We're gonna get you in the 80-pound club, buddy.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. So, real quick before we get into the questions, Kevin, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us how you found Operation Vet? Don't get into the details on because I got a bunch of questions I want to ask you. But tell us how you heard about Operation Vets when that's introduce yourself. Tell us where you served and.
Okay, my name is Kevin Gabert. I was in regular Army from '84 to '88. Then I was in the reserves from '88 to '96. I came back in after a 10-year break. At 41, went straight to Iraq. Then that was from '05 to '06, and I spent '06 through '09 getting surgeries and dealing with PTSD, and pretty severe. And I was just looking for. I've tried, I bass fished and everything, crappie fished, and I was getting worn out on that. And I was in a dark place. And Ed Jenkins, he was at a wild game dinner, and so I was invited to it. So I went and I signed up on the sheet for a free catfish trip, not knowing what to expect. And so went out with Ed, and man, this just changed my life because I was in a very dark place, and I was afraid to take that first step out on the boat, but I did, and so it's totally changed my life, just having that one chance.
Man, right on, brother. And I'm glad you're on board with us. It was exciting that you guys had that big expo that you guys just finished up in Tennessee.
Oh yeah, that was such a blessing because we were able to reach out to so many veterans and people that wanted to help out the organization, people that wanted to take the flyers to hospitals, just their rehab therapy. We were able to communicate to reach out and touch so many lives. It was just unbelievable to have that opportunity and have that stage. And me and Ed, we looked so forward to each day, even though we were so tired from being on our feet and everything. But to have that chance to reach out to other veterans and hoping that maybe we can reach, if we get one person that's in.
Oh, we lost him.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Oh, we lost his video and everything.
What lake do you fish, Matt?
I fished the Twin Lakes out of in San Antonio, so they're power plant lakes.
Power plant lakes.
Yeah.
What kind of target in there?
So we got redfish.
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds
all right.
fun.
I think he's
That
trying
is
to
fun.
come back. I think he's trying to come back. Well, I'll tell you what. We'll get him back on and no. All right, he dropped out, so he'll be back in a minute. So, Matt, go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us quickly a little bit about yourself, and then how you came about involved with Operation Vets with Nets as a captain.
Yes, sir. So my name is Matthew Gomez. I served in the Army from 2016 to 21. I deployed to Syria from 19 to 20. Had a pretty gnarly time over there. So getting out and transitioning was very tough for me. Um, I lost my sense of grip fishing when I got out. I lost interest in doing a lot of things that I used to love. Well, I was stationed in Alaska, so fishing in Alaska was amazing. I did it all the time, all the free time I had. I was fishing. When I got out, I didn't even try to fish one time. I was just super down. Didn't know how to transition, didn't have the support that I needed. I was going through a lot of family problems at the time as well. And I was looking for organizations that would help vets out. I have a buddy that I met in basic training that he got me into golf. And I started looking up on Google, hey, veteran free golf trips or free groups for golf. And I started doing that. And then I did the whole golf thing for a year. And one day, me and my wife, we went camping out here in Texas. And there was a river on the campsite that we were at, and I went fishing. And ever since that day, I just fell back in love with it. So I got back on Google and looked up free fishing trips for vets and came across y'all. I signed up and got out on a trip with Leland. Such a great guy, such a great mentor, such a great friend of mine. I don't know what I'd do without him. He's helped me a lot, open my eyes, helped me give a new sense of purpose, and he helps me keep that fire up for fishing. So it's kind of how I came across Operation Vets with Nets.
And
Um,
now what are you doing?
Now I'm a captain.
And what else are you doing?
Oh, guiding.
Yeah, see that's awesome. It's really
Mm,
that real therapy. Once you really, once you've experienced that real therapy, I mean, we've got a lot of guys that
yeah.
have gone out as vets and taken trips, and next thing they're getting a boat, they're honing up their skills catfishing, and next thing you know, they want to become a captain. What's going on, Chris? What's going on, brother? Man, awesome. So, welcome back, Kev. And I think we got a gist of the experience, your experience at the expo. So, what I want to do is I'm going to ask you guys both this question, and then we'll shift to a captain question. But so, since Matt's up right now, Matt, let me ask you: can
Okay.
you describe your experience on the fishing trip with Operation Vets with Nets, and what stood out the most?
Um, with my trip with Operation Vets with Nets, what stood out the most is having a vet as a guide or a captain, really being able to bond while out there, having the same experiences, being able to correlate and actually express feelings that somebody else may have experienced as well. Um, the trip itself is very therapeutic. Um, we had a very calm day. It wasn't too windy. We also had a night trip, so having that peace on just on the water with um no outside traffic or sounds or just letting our minds just dial down from all the chaos. It was just awesome.
Man, awesome, awesome, awesome. Kevin, I'll pose that question to you now. Is can you describe your experience on the fishing trip with Operation Vets with Nets, and what stood out the most to you?
Okay. First of all, I was afraid to take that first step on the boat because it was a totally unfamiliar territory for me. But once I stepped on the boat and met my captain, and I didn't even know he wasn't a veteran, but the way that he presented himself, the way that he took genuinely, and it was so easy to talk to my captain because he cared about what I was feeling. And it was just, it was such a comfortable environment that it made me want to know my captain more. And so it was, I was looking for that person that I could connect with to learn something totally different that I had no idea about. And Ed, when he took me out, I knew nothing about catfishing. But then I was like, this is so relaxing and so just peaceful being out on the river, looking especially down here in Tennessee, the just riding through the gorge, and it was so relaxing, and you see the beauty that is out there, and you get lost in it, and it just brings a calmness to you, a peaceful feeling that I hadn't felt in a long time, just by being out on the water. I didn't really under you don't really understand when people say real therapy, but you get it when you're out there.
Mm-hmm.
It's that chance, that one chance to be out on the water, to forget about everything that's bothering you at home, and to have that peace inside of you that maybe you're like, you know what, this is something that's for me. This is just to be able to take a deep breath and go, this is so relaxing. I want to learn more about it. But to have that opportunity to take that first step to get out on the water is just so fulfilling. And without Vets with Nets, I know Operation Vets with Nets, I know I would not be where the position that I'm in today, mentally and physically, because it has also enabled me to branch out into my community, because now I feel good about myself where I didn't before. And now I can contribute to society. And that's a big thing for me because I lost all that hope. But just this one fishing trip has totally changed my life around. And
Man,
that's
that's
all we're
awesome.
trying to do. We're just trying to reach out to veterans to give them that one chance just to get out and hope that maybe their tomorrow will be better because of that day out on the water. That's all we're after. That's our goal. And
Man,
it's so
that's awesome.
peaceful. It's so peaceful and enjoying, and it's like, you know, this chance is out there, and we need to get that out there more to where we can reach more vets. And without the work of the captains, none of this would be possible at all. Because those guys, man, they actually care. They care about the vets that they're taking out. That is the main thing that the captains offer. And without that support, the vet, I'm one of them, the vets would not be able in, to have a chance to enjoy, to look forward to the future, which is something that I never dreamt that I would do. I never dreamt that I would have the chance to look forward to the future. What does tomorrow hold in store for me? But just that one chance encounter, I've been able to touch so many lives now just from that one encounter.
That's awesome, brother. That's awesome. And it's a blessing. It's definitely a blessing
Yes. Yes.
that it's had that such effect on you.
Yes.
And thank you for sharing that, Matt. As a captain, and Chris, if you have any follow up questions, dude, feel free to jump in and ask away. That's why you're my co host. But let me ask you, Matt. So we're talking about a day on the water. Now you've done some vet trips, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So let me ask you this: can you describe what a typical day on the water looks like during a fishing trip? With Operation Vets with Nets. In other words, you as a captain and taking that vet out. Kind of give us a brief description of that typical day on the water, what it looks like.
For the day on the water, typically for me, I'm gonna show up when the gates open. We have a gate here, so the gate opens at 6 in the morning. I'm gonna show up around that time. I'm gonna go out and do a bait run. Go get the best bait I can for my vet and let him know that. I'll have him show up around 7:15, 7:30 in the morning. We text each other, let him know that I'm here at the boat ramp. I'll introduce myself, say, hey, I'm Captain Matt Gomez. I'm here with Operation Vessel Nets, and this is our objective today. Shake his hand. Tell him all the safety precautions on the boat. We gotta let him know that, and see what kind of style fishing they want to do. At first, we do mainly catfishing. That's our organization. With the redfish, a lot of the locals like to do red fishing. So I kind of ask them what that is. We'll step off around 7:30 and we'll go scan for a little bit. There's a couple areas that I like to go scan that I've had some pretty good luck at, and I'll start throwing out the boards if I see something that I like. Start drifting, um, do a little bit of to see how far I got to go drift. If that doesn't work, go scan somewhere else and kind of hop around. I'm asking the vet questions, trying to get to know him at the same time. Um, I'm hooking up the bait for the veteran. I'm throwing out the poles for the veteran, just letting the veteran relax and get his really time of peace on the water. Uh, is what I'm mainly trying to do, trying to connect with the vet while on this fishing trip. Um, I generally do around 6 to 7 hours with the vet. When we're done, I'll ask him if he wants to keep the fish or not beforehand. If he wants to keep them, I'll go fillet him, bag him up, and send him on his way.
Man, right on, right on. Man, I appreciate you sharing that.
Awesome, awesome, Matt.
Yep,
Thank
yep,
you.
yep. And I'm the same way with regards to I'll ask them because I tell them anywhere between 3 and 10 pounds. If you
Yep.
want to keep them, we can keep them. Throw
Right.
them on ice, or I'll bleed them, then throw them on ice. And then I've got, I think it's called Mr. Bubba or whatever, that battery opera
Oh,
fillet
yep.
knife,
Yep.
and I'll sit there and I'll fillet them right up, not like Andrew, where it takes him 2 weeks. Where it takes them 2 weeks to do an 8-pound fish, but I'll fillet them up so they have some good fish to go home. Anything above 10 pounds, and that's me personally, they go back in the water. As an organization, and most of us all believe in that catch, photo, and release. We pride
Right.
ourselves on that as well in our conservation. So since I already got you up, Matt, I'll keep you up on the screen here and ask you to, Chris, you got it? You got any follow-on questions
No.
on that?
He's right on with me.
Right on. So let me ask you, when we're talking about the therapeutic benefits of fishing, and Kevin, I'll ask you the same. What my screen? All right. Did you find the act of fishing to be calming or meditative? And if so, in which ways? How is it calming or meditating for you? Meditative.
For me, when I'm out on the water on trips, my mind just goes blank. I can hear literally the outdoors. I can hear the water. I can hear the birds chirping or the ducks quacking. I mean, literally everything. And it kind of turns off the distractions that we have, um, like in our everyday, the radio playing, the TV going, something that's you always hear cars going, honking. If you live by the train tracks or the highway, hearing, the cars all the time, it takes you away from all that. You don't hear that as much. It's just very peaceful. You can feel the wind go through your hair and um, the sun on your skin. It feels really good. That's how I find it. I take the sense I'm getting my natural vitamins from the sun, and I'm outside. I'm not cooped up in the house. So I think that's
Right
what
on.
really gets me like that.
Before I throw this question, I'm going to ask you, shift your brain back to being a captain for a minute.
Okay.
Juan asked, how many PBs has a vet broke on one of your trips?
So I had this one guy just 2 trips ago. He broke his PB twice. The last, and he never seen catfishes, but he's never every fish that we caught that day. I believe we caught 6. He's never seen. I mean, everyone was just going up breaking his PB on that trip.
Do
The
you
last
ask
vet
them what their PB is at the beginning of the trip, or how do y'all get into that conversation? Because that seems to be a big one on my boat.
right. So I know the lake record here, something that I'm currently chasing, something I'm actually trying to break here. So it's not very big compared to y'all's lakes. I'm definitely a fan of you, so I definitely understand how you catch fish. Um, so I'll ask at first, do you want to go catch giants or you want to catch eaters? It's generally what I ask them, and then they'll tell me, "Oh, let's go try to get bigger cats," and then I ask them how big their biggest catfish is.
Our host bailed on us. It's just us, boys.
I see
Nah,
that.
I'm kidding.
There he is.
Ah,
I think that's the best way to do it, Matt. You try to cater to what they like. I mean, I do the same. When I the beginning of the day, I say, "What do you guys expect out of today?" And what's something cool y'all want to try to achieve?
Right.
And then I'll try to do my best to do that. I think that's the cool thing about taking vets out. Is a lot of them haven't caught a giant fish or a big.
No,
That's right.
exactly.
That was me to a T, because I never, you know, the only thing I did was catch channel cat from the bank, and they were like 2 to 3 pounds, when I first seen the bait that Ed put on the hook, I was like, ain't no way nothing's gonna eat that, you know, and, and then it's like, well, we need bigger bait, so I was like, okay, and then it was like, when you catch your first um, blue cat, I think the first one I caught was the flathead, and it was
Oh,
probably 15 pounds. Okay, and I was like a fat kid eating cake. You could not wipe that smile off my face, and that was you know, the first nice fish that I caught. But it was, and then I was like, okay, Ed, why are we catching flathead? He's, well, he went into detail about it, because I was like, why do flathead like live bait more than blue cat, and stuff like that. And then the the second one was the blue cat, and I think it was like 18 pounds. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm hooked now. Oh man, because you're going out with the right tackle, you're going out with the right bait and everything. You're not just, but it's so nice, because you're like, oh my God, I never dreamt in my life. I never did in my life that I would ever catch, one over 15 pounds, because my line would break if I hooked into one like that, bass fishing or whatever. But now I own 6 catfish rods. I own 8 different size hooks. I'm catching skipjack for the captains in the area. Okay, that's where all this is. This is the full circle. Okay, and just by having that one trip out, then I called Ed and I said, I got to have the next. Can you take me out again? He says, yeah, but it's not a vets with net trip. I said, I understand. He says, you're going to have to learn how to do this. I said, okay. But these captains are there to assist you. If you want to pursue more in depth, these captains are more than glad to teach, because they know that that's the future of the sport. And to have a veteran just totally engrossed in the sport, what else could you ask for?
yeah.
And that's what this allows the opportunity to. Just like a vet that, who became a captain. I mean, it's the full circle, and
It, yeah.
it's such a blessing.
becoming
You
a
know,
captain, you get as much or maybe even more therapy out of it than when you were a guest on the boat.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
yeah. And Chris, you hit it spot on the head. Because I was interviewed by the biggest news station here in the Hampton Roads area, and Katie Colette asked me, she goes, I know when you were going out on your own, you were finding it very therapeutic, and that's what eventually, got me going to start the organization. And she goes, but do you find it therapeutic as a captain taking the vets? I said, sometimes I find it more therapeutic. So you're right, Kevin. You're right on. Now it's funny how you bring that topic up about, like he took you out to help provide some of that real therapy and stuff. Next thing you know, you're getting all your gear. You're learning catfishing. You're rolling into a role as a captain, and it's the same way. And with Chris when he took out Walter Hands and Jason Bear. Okay, and believe me, it's probably one of the best pictures I've ever seen.
That's the greatest catfishing picture I've ever seen, and I'm just glad I got to be the guy holding the camera because it was awesome.
And yeah, I don't have time to look and bring it up on the screen, but if you see it on CatCon, you see my new banner, my display. You'll see that big picture there. But then Jason went, and his wife surprised him. They got a boat. He's doing all this, and he's gonna end up being he's a captain with us as well, and that's great because then when they get that initial real therapy, and then they get involved with the organization as an ambassador like you have, and now rolling into that role as a captain, then that real therapy just gets more intense. So let me ask you. Now I'm going to go back to the question I asked Matt, and we lost Matt. He'll be back in a minute. I know he will. Did you find the act of fishing to be calming or meditative, and if so, in what ways?
I'm not much. I've never been able to meditate. I've tried, but the calmness that brought peace to your, because you can forget about everything that you did, and wherever you were, or if you're you're real bad PT, you just forget about everything. You forget about problems at home, because the only thing, it's just like being that, it's like you're just out there and one-on-one with nature,
You focus on the rods. You focus on the bird that flies by.
That's right. Every little thing. Yep. Every little bird. You're looking. You're like, whoa, wait a minute. And then we were blessed to see a bald eagle fly. Okay. Now there ain't nothing more patriotic than having a veteran. You're out fishing with vets with nets, and your first trip out, and you see an eagle fly by. I tell you what. You can't put a price tag on that. There's no way. There's no way. And you just, it's so calming that it's just it's unbelievable. Just the water calms you.
It does.
Even in the moments of chaos, it's calm. It's somehow balances your psyche. It just gets you leveled back out. Because catfishing can be chaotic. It's not always just sitting there watching the birds fly by. Sometimes it's craziness going on the boat.
Absolutely.
That brings me peace. I don't think about anything else when I'm looking at that rod starting to, do this dance. There's just something cool to think about the unknown of what you might catch. It's like, what are we out? We're out here. There's no telling what's going to happen cool today. And more times than not, something really cool happens. It's very memorable. And
but if you're not out there, if you're not on the water, you miss that chance of one thing like that happening. And those are the special moments that you never forget. Because you're at a peace in yourself to where you can receive that. Because a lot of us have a hard time receiving joy and happiness because we've been so depressed. We've been dealing with our PTSD. And to have that one chance to just relax and experience these things just brings a calm over you.
Yeah, no, you're spot on, right on. Now,
And not only when you're on the water, but after you leave the water,
Yes.
there's a lasting deal, and sometimes it can last for weeks.
Oh yeah.
You just keep going back to that cool thing that happened, and even if it was something that was not cool, that takes your mind off of things as well. So, man, we missed that giant. He bit that bait in half. It's gut wrenching, but there's something cool about it.
Now you're spot on, Chris.
Like,
yep. Now Charlie asked in the process of being a new captain in Ohio, because Charlie's a new captain in under Ohio River in West Virginia. He goes, question, do you captains go to any of the local VFWs or American League, any of those veteran service organizations to promote the organization and get them to apply for trips? Good question.
I do. I go to the AMVETS here that I'm volunteering at right at this earlier, and I volunteer here. But yes, I spread the word to everybody. I mean, even guys fishing, if I run into them fishing from the bank or whatever, I'm out boots on the ground, to these other organizations to try to reach as many veterans as I can to give them the opportunity to. And I'm willing, I do so much legwork and promotion, you would not believe it. But it's my passion. That's the thing.
I hear you. What about you, Matt?
I personally haven't gone to those organizations, but I do a lot of stuff on like social media with all the big local guys who do a lot of who are big names in the fishing community here. So I have like a podcast coming up with one of the guys up here to spread the name for Operation Vets. I post in a lot of the fishing pages and stuff like that about it, and gotten a lot of traffic through that.
Oh, man. Awesome. And Walter makes a good point here. Every trip has an awesome memory. Catching nothing is just as fun and rewarding as a PB run. It absolutely can.
Right.
I know Chris Gamble can't relate to that because he'll catch something. So Chris can't relate. But I mean, I know myself, I know Walter, and and when we talk to these vets and they're like, dude, you have no idea. We didn't catch nothing, and the time they had was just, I mean, it's just phenomenal. So all right, hold on here. So let me ask you, Matt, since I've got you up on the screen, have you been able to apply any lessons from your fishing experience to help manage any stress or PTSD in your everyday life?
I wouldn't say from fishing, but from the previous hobby that I got into to help myself find like a new purpose to life from golf, and a lot of patience. I know it kind of goes hand in hand with fishing, but to understand if you make a mistake, it's okay. Just go out and try again.
Okay, so there is a life experience there learned from fishing as well. If you miss a big fish or whatever it might be, but that's okay. You just try again. Yep. No. What about you, Kevin?
Every day. I mean, it's taught me, it brought me back to where I'm able to enjoy the outdoors again. It's just brought peace and calm, and it's just totally changed every day. Every day I wake up, I'm like, okay, now I'm pouring sinkers. I'm incorporating all of the aspects of catfishing into my regular life now, and it's about having a purpose, and I know I can reach more members of the catfish community with the sinkers I pull and everything.
Man, no, that's awesome. Let me ask you here. Did you notice any changes in your mood, anxiety levels, or overall mental health during and or after a trip? And how did that affect your everyday life?
During the trip, it brought me peace that I didn't have before. I didn't, because I was in a dark place when I first went out. I'll admit that right now. I was in a dark place, and it just the everything brought me hope, and that was the whole thing that I got out of it. I got hope back in my life that I lost because I did not know if I was going to survive the next day or not. But that gave me new hope in life. So
Right on.
that's exactly what it did for me. It brought me new hope in life.
What about you, Matt?
Can you ask the question again?
Yeah, absolutely. Did you notice any changes in your mood, anxiety levels, or overall mental health during and or after your trip?
Well,
When
I would
you're
say for me, pre-trip, anxiety driven. I mean, I suffer from anxiety pretty bad. But getting on the trip, um, talking to your captain, getting to know your captain, I mean, eases out. I mean, going to peace, you start to relax. You start to, like Chris said earlier, you just start to focus on what you're doing in that moment. You know, if you're reeling in a fish, you are paying attention just to that. So you're not focusing on what's in your mind and what's running in your mind, or if your anxiety is going to go up or down, you're just worried about what's in front of you. And so post trip is, I mean, relieved. You are at peace. You know, you're not. For me, my anxiety's not up, and I got a awesome day out on the water.
You're basking in that glory. You're feeling good.
and and I know Chris, you can attest to this as well. Is when you go out and you just have a really great day on the water, great fishing, PBs are being broken, the excitement, the nonstop action. I mean, that sets my adrenaline level so high throughout the whole day, and it really, it just, I'm excited. The trip's over. I'm like, I got to get the boat all packed up and cleaned up, but I'm stoked because of that experience and that therapeutic for me taking somebody out. I'm super stoked, and it was like when Walter and I went down and fished. We were down in South Carolina, and we fished with Dieter Melhorn. And from the time we put in until the time we pulled into the boat dock, it was non-stop action. Every couple minutes, we're pulling in a fish. Every couple minutes, we're pulling. It was non-stop because we were out for 5 or 6 hours, non-stop, and it was this one stretch of water, maybe 500 yards. So we kept working. It's like we hit a pod, and it was constant. Where they were, it was post cold front because it was really nasty weather. They had snow coming in the night before, so we weren't sure how the bite was going to be because the temperature of the water drastically, dropped. And we didn't know, but we were out to have a good time anyway.
You never know till you go.
That's right, absolutely. And so
Hmm.
I mean, literally, we are putting out. We got 3 rods out, and we're getting ready to put the 4th rod out on our first run. The first rod goes down, and we're sitting there, and it probably, I think, was like a 15, 16 pounder. As we're reeling that in, and we still ain't got rod 4 out. No, actually, rod 4 went out because Dieter was filming, and because both Walter and I are captains, so we know what we're doing. So we got the 4th rod out. Once we got the 4th rod out, that one fish is coming in. The 3rd rod goes down, and it was nonstop. At one time, we had 3 hooked up at one time. and it was tremendous. Actually, it was 20 fish, in that short time period, and it was, yeah, and it's funny, because we had the starboard side of the boat was all chicken, and the port side of the boat, if you're looking back, the port side of the boat was all white perch, and the chicken outfished 4-1. And some people laugh about the chicken, but I mean, and then all of a sudden,
what was the big fish on chicken?
What's that?
What was your big fish on chicken?
32 pounds.
I wonder what you would have caught if you would have put some.
Oh, absolutely. But also Lake Wiley isn't known for big fish. And I mean, it was just a great time. And so, but anyway, so let me ask you, Matt, since I got you up there, let me see here. What's the time? Because I want to be mindful of our time. All right. So I'm going to ask you this as the captain. Okay. How has being part of Operation Vets when that's impacted you personally, and has it changed your perspective in any way?
Oh, of course. Like Kevin was saying, like he's pouring, you know, weights and stuff now. I'm making weights. I'm selling out of a shop. I'm making leaders. I'm selling out of another shop. I'm reaching out to shops for, trying to see if they'll donate gear or anything like that. Like it's like a job that I love doing without the pay. I just love it. Like I'm going around and I'm meeting new people. I'm in the fishing community now. I talk to all of them. I'm on the Facebook groups. I'm trying to venture out to travel now to fishing tournaments. I had a fishing tournament last year that I won. Like it's just way different things that I've never would have done or even thought of now that I'm being a captain.
Awesome. What about you there, Kev?
Oh man, I tell you what, just I'll tell you the neatest thing is being able to supply skipjack to the captains in our area. I tell you what, I love it, and he's being able to catch skipjack for your captains to take a veteran out. What else could you ask for? I mean, this way they don't have to worry about the time down, the wasted time, to go out and catch bait, to where they can concentrate on locating the fish for the veteran. And so if I'm able to alleviate that problem for them, it just makes the veteran's trip's going to be that much better, to where he has more time to spend glassing, trying to find out where the fish are. And any little thing I can do like that, that just makes it all. And besides, I love catching skipjack. I'm just, it's just something I love to do. But I know guys got to have him to catch, cat down here. And it's just something that I love to do. I tie my own skipjack rigs, and everything, and pouring sinkers and stuff like that for the catfish guys. I just love giving back, to have the opportunity to give back to those who gave, who are giving.
Makes you feel good, doesn't it?
Yes,
That's the
it
therapy
does.
of giving. It makes you feel good.
Yes,
Right.
because you're helping out somebody else who's also helping out somebody else. And so
It's
it's the full
amazing how being
circle.
a giving person, Kevin,
Yep,
without expecting anything in return, the
that's right. Yep.
the people you will attract to
Oh,
you.
yes.
Right.
It's going to be all 100% positive people, and you'll find the negative types. They can't stand to be around somebody that's
Right, right. Yep. Yep.
giving.
But
Yeah,
it's all about giving back. That's the main thing. Give back. You know, And
No,
if
no,
you're in the place to do it.
absolutely. So we got about 5 minutes left. So I'm gonna ask you a question, and we're gonna bring it back to Matt. I'll turn it over to Chris to see if he has any last minute questions and stuff, because I like to be mindful of people's time. But so let me ask you, when you're thinking about community and camaraderie, how did the shared experience with other veterans influence your trip, and did it foster new connections or friendships?
Oh, it's definitely new friendships, and just being able to be in more contact with the veterans, try to meet their need, that's out there. It's just been so amazing, and it just helps you out personally, emotionally, in your everyday life, because now you have a purpose.
Man, awesome. Awesome. How about you, Matt? How did the shared experience with other veterans influence your trip, and did it foster any new connections or friendships?
I would say new connection and friendships for sure. I'm talking to Mr. Juan and Leland every day. Um, but on the connection and sharing the experience with my vets on my trips, I think it makes the trips a lot smoother. You're a lot more comfortable. You can talk more freely. It's not as awkward. Um, you're just flowing with time. You're just, vibing with your guest.
Awesome. 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 Well,
Matt, Matt with Wannabe Outdoors says, having anxiety, how did Matt build the courage to go talk to shops and people about donating or about
for
Operation
Operation. Yep.
Net?
I would say it's more at first, if I'm walking into a new shop, I'm gonna speak with them, um, see how long they've been established, stuff like that, and make just communication. I'm not asking them right off the back. I'm trying to build a relationship with these people so they know who I am, and it's not as frightening to ask such a big give. I think it's a lot easier when you know the person, they know who you are. Um, the energy you bring to the table and stuff like that. So I think that's what my tactic into that helps my anxiety not be so high.
Right on.
Is
Right
is
on.
it also because you're confident about what you're talking about, and you're
Yes.
Yes,
confident
for sure.
in the Operation Vet's mission? I know myself. I have anxiety with talking with people as well, but
Mm,
it's something that I'm passionate about. It's easy to talk to
It's
guys.
easy. It's so easy to
right.
do. It's so easy to do when you have that passion, because you're just speaking from the heart. It is so easy to do, and you're able to reach out to more people when you're being personal with them, and you're sharing yourself with them. They don't want to hear a speech about, just somebody going in pitching something. No, you're talking personal experience and what the benefit that they can get out of that if they just have the opportunity to go. And that's the main thing, I think.
Yeah, man. Right on. Chris, we got about 4 minutes left or so. You want to close us out with any questions or any comments or?
Well, I mean, I've enjoyed it. I think I love both Kevin and Matt what they're about, and I appreciate you guys what y'all are doing. I follow y'all a little bit on Facebook, so I think it's cool what's going on, and I appreciate y'all doing what you do. Matt, you want to come up here and fish? Let's come fish. We're I know Texas is the size of most countries.
Really. I would love to take a trip over there.
Come up here. You're welcome to jump on anytime. I'll take a day off if I need to. You just let me know. We'll make it happen. So any of you guys, really, I've got new people on the boat almost every week. So just if any of y'all want to come fish with me, let's do it. It's
I'll stay
getting
in contact for sure.
on shallow bites. So
Chris, let's give a quick plug in for the slime show and what you got coming up next Wednesday.
all right. So I got a podcast every Wednesday night at 6:30 p.m. Central. It's on my Facebook page, Chris Gamble, also on my YouTube channel, El Gato Azul TV. Next Wednesday, we're going to have an insane show. We've got one of the best up and coming catfish anglers in the country by far. He's doing things that nobody else is doing. He's changing the game. We got William Oliver coming on. He live scopes massive flatheads in the deep of winter when people say flatheads don't bite. He's catching flatheads in 40-degree water. He's catching them all summer long. He's catching them all year. So it's going to be a good show. Our show's about learning and taking your catfishing to the next level. I appreciate you letting me, talk about that, Rich. So
we're a family,
guys. If you're passionate about catfishing, you want to learn some stuff, we have some of the best anglers in the country. My co-host is Jamie Dunn with Carolina Lake Weights. We're both lifelong catfish anglers. I fish every week with my son, Action Jackson. We'll be at CatCon coming up in a few weeks. I'll be at the Operation Vets with Nets booth. I'll be at Parks Planter Boards. I'll be at Carolina Lake Weights. I'll be at Mad Cats, pretty much all my sponsors. So come say hello. Come shoot the breeze. If you need any help catfishing, holler at me. I'll help you as best I can. If I don't know, I'll pass it on to one of my guys, and we'll see if we can get you turned in the right direction. So
no, I appreciate that, and you're right. Your show, I know I've learned a lot of your show, and yeah, you and I and Jamie are teammates, but we're more importantly, and that's what I love about this organization, and that's why what I love about being part of the Carolina Lake Weights family is just that we're family. We take care of each other. We reach out to each other. When you've got a family member that might be sick or going through something, we go through it with you. And we don't have, we cut out all the drama stuff, because what we focus on is what we focus on, and just the love in both these organizations. And I'm truly blessed to be part of both these organizations. Chris has become a very dear friend of mine. Jamie and Rebecca over Carolina Lake Weights become very dear friends of mine. They should be, hopefully, if I'm not mistaken, we'll be up at our November event. They're coming out up for that. So listen, guys, I want to thank you guys. We're back to running these podcasts weekly. I got a great co-host, Ashley, over at Ohio River. And if she, like I said, she's under the weather, and if she can't make it, I'm going to pull one of my other captains in as a co-host. Last minute, she texted me. She said, I can't make it. I got these migraines and this, that, and the other thing. And Chris is like, all right. And so, so I appreciate you guys. Again,
looking forward to seeing everybody at CatCon.
Yeah,
I'm definitely going. I'm definitely going. Yep.
Matt, Kevin, it's good seeing you guys. Rich, you're my brother. It's good. It's always good to talk with you. So,
you guys take care. Go Chiefs.
Yeah. I'm right there with you. All right, brother. Well, hey, Jamie, real quick, Jamie, I hope you guys are having a great time in PA. I've been following everything on Facebook. I'm super excited when I see you in February to hear all about the show. About the expo up there. And guys, listen, I love each and every one of you. Thank you for what you do for our veterans, because bottom line, if it wasn't for God and putting that seed in us to provide what we do for our veterans, and the dedication to our captains and our ambassadors, we wouldn't be an organization. I thank you guys. I thank you.
Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.